Hi, my name's Ariel, Ariel Gomez, Aryail. Um, I'm almost 40, and I'm a raver uh, here in Florida. Florida's got a really huge rave community. A lot of people, they see that and they think that we're just a bunch of crazy club kids doing drugs or whatever, but that's not the case at all. The majority of us, at least for the festivals I go to, are professionals. They're doctors, nurses, engineers, lawyers, paralegals and attorneys. I mean, people from all walks of life that have studied and usually have some disposable income and like to come back and rave because it's the music of their childhood. And I don't know, I think there's also a lot of sober raves lately, and that's like a big thing. Even Above and Beyond got together with Daybreaker recently to release like yoga sessions, and it's been a huge success. And it's great because it's attracting the right kind of publicity to our community that we need. I don't see these festivals going away anytime soon, even though the debacle at Ultra, it's still going on. But yeah, I guess that's all I got.
So what was your first rave and who was it?
My first rave? Oof. Like, are you talking about a festival or the first?
Your first party, like your first actual rave that you went to.
So I went to a place, and I'm from Puerto Rico originally, and there was this huge club in Old San Juan, which is kind of like the Miami of Puerto Rico, called Asylum. And honestly, I don't remember who played, but just the vibe there was so great that it changed my life, and it made me want to do this every time I have time off. So that was like in the 90s, like in the early 90s.
So describe like pretty much your experience from going to raves, like what it was like, things like that, and then also like if you were to give advice the first time, so what would you get?
Well, I used to go to a lot. I mean, I like to dance a lot, so I've been to lots of dance clubs and whatever to dance to different types of music. But in the EDM scene and the rave scene, like with house music and techno and trance and stuff like that, it's a completely different vibe. It's like I don't have to worry about a lot of things that I have to worry about when I'm in other clubs. It's more people are there to enjoy the music and to like share this feeling of togetherness. It's I don't know. It's something that really attracts me, just being part of something just bigger than me. And I don't know, if someone's coming to a rave for the first time, first of all, I'd like them to like have an open mind, because that's one of the major things at raves. You go and you can be yourself or you can be somebody else, and it's fine. No one's there to judge you. You're there to have fun and experience the music and experience the community. So that's the first thing. Drink lots of water. It's if you're dancing a lot, you just start sweating. So I mean, that's hydration is like the big 2019 thing anyway. So and yeah, be open to, if you see people coming up to you and give you a hug, give it back. These people are like the salt of the earth, man. They're the best. They want to trade candy, like bracelets and stuff. Let them. It's the best.
So rave wear, from a female's perspective, what would you recommend wearing to like a rave versus wearing to like a festival?
It depends. It really depends. I was talking to a friend of mine about this recently too. There's like a progression of rave wear depending on how long you've been doing this. And either you start out with like all the crazy costumes with everything, and then just start scaling your way down into just like a t-shirt and a couple of bracelets, or you go in completely the opposite direction and you start dressed as a total square and end up dressed like an alien with like, everything glows, and you have like 15 different costumes for the one day. So It really depends. It's like a personal experience. But for festivals in the United States, like festival wear is the thing. Like, you know, everybody's got their there's a bee. Sorry, everybody's got like themes for the day, and that's like a big thing. That's like a big raver thing. But in like other countries, it's not as prevalent. They just pretty much go in a funny T-shirt. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Excuse the interruption.
No problem. No problem.
So, well, let's move on from rave rip. So, give me your best experience and your worst experience between raves and festivals.
Recently, best experience and worst experience. Best time I had, I went to. Well, I've had so many, but recently the best one I had was in Amsterdam. Went to go see Estate of Trance 900 in Utrecht, and they had an exclusive boat party. An exclusive's like 1,500 to 2,000 people, but still, it was awesome because we were all there just for the music. There was like it was just Armin van Buuren and Mark Sigma and Ruben Durand and Super 8 and Tab, and they were like right there. I mean, they were maybe 30 feet from us, and it was cool. There was no people pushing each other. There was no there was no chattism or anything. Everyone was just there to have a great time, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was like the best experience ever. It was so cool, so rad to be just part of that. So that was the best one. I think the worst one.
Was it that sick?
No. I will neither confirm nor deny. But no, I think the worst experience wasn't even, it was more like in a club during a festival season. And all it was is that, there's a bunch of people there to see an artist and a type of music, and the sound system wasn't really set up for that. It wasn't set up for trance music. It was more set up for like hip hop, and it made the sound quality like really bad. So like the true fans are just like, dude, no. They've massacred this for me. That was it. Cause like even I've been to like at the RC Cola plant I did So I was at the RC Cola plant for an Above and Beyond show, and it was pouring rain, but it was like the best show ever. Like Seven Lions was there, and there was like, they didn't have fireworks. Instead they had that pyrotechnic white paper that goes all over the place, and it was freaking awesome. And like everyone didn't care that it was raining. We were all singing together in unison in the crowd, just getting wet, and it was the best. It was like it was freeing. It really was. It was crazy. Like I heard people saying that they could see all the white paper coming up over the overpass, and it was just like the people driving were like, "What is going on down there? I want some of that." So, yeah.
So, if you were to take over any venue and you have to plan your own festival for one day, who would you have between 5 to 10 artists? Where would it be? And how much would you charge?
Ooh. Being I'm a numbers person, how much I would charge would really depend on a lot of factors. So I wouldn't put a hypothetical on that. That's just too. I mean, that's one thing. You don't mess with people's money, and especially you don't mess with the artist's money. You don't mess with the staff's money. Because it takes a lot to put one of these festivals together. There's a lot of staff that's going out there, making sure people are safe, making sure that you have the right infrastructure in place so people have appropriate facilities like bathrooms and water stations and places to eat and places to cool down if it's hot or warm up if it's cold. So I can't answer that question. Venue? I don't know. I'm a beach girl, so I'd probably try to get like something close to the water. Even if I'd have to get like all the artists on a barge or something, so that the people, no, seriously, so the people like would have to get close enough to the water but not be able to see, you could see the whole stage and still have water access. That would be awesome. That'd be something I would do, as long as I could get, a pretty calmed water bay. I mean, you could even be in a lake and got plenty of lifeguards. And I think I definitely do some trance music, but I try to get Tiesto to come and do his old trance sets. So I'd say probably Tiesto, Armin van Buren, ATB. Like I like do old trance. That's like my thing. But let's see those three, and then for the future stuff, I do Steve Aoki. And hopefully he just doesn't play only hip hop, because he's got so many good songs. Borgor, Wooly, Sasha Rabati. Let's see, who else? I'm missing somebody big and important to me. Hold on.
Cascade.
Yes, Cascade. You know it. I've only been talking about him. Just slipped my mind. But yeah, Cascade. Cascade, he does everything. He's like from soft to hard. So Millennium too. Holy smokes,
Yeah, he's a good artist.
So, but I don't know if that ever would happen and come together, unless it would be like a 2-day event where you have like all the soft stuff and then all the hard stuff and then all the mashups. But I guess that's what I would do.
So, when you hear rave, what do you think?
Underage debauchery, loud music, garbage, police activity, lawsuits, a lot of fire festival. When I hear rave,
Tell everyone what was Firefest and what all happened.
A Fire Fest was something that the promoters got carried away trying to make money and didn't really use it to do what needed to be done to get that infrastructure in to do the work. So they spent all the money on promoting it and not on actually putting a festival together. So when the people showed up, there was nothing for them to see, and all their money was spent, so I mean, so you need to have good teams, and when you make projects, you need to have plans that have a start, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Not just an end and a beginning. There has to be something to connect to, a bridge, So
as a raver yourself, when you hear rave, festivals, whatever, what do you really think?
Freedom. It's a purge. It's like, we all have these 9-to-5s or all these responsibilities and stuff, and it's the one place you can go and be yourself and not have to worry about it, and everyone's accepting, and it's not permanent either, so you can just go and let your bag of rocks go and then come back to the real world recharged and ready for the next one.
So when you hear like the rave community now, where do you see it going 5, maybe 10 years from now?
Well, one thing's for certain. I mean, the rave community, the sound is so split up. There's so many different genres and so many more festivals that are just like popping up now. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, the other thing is the raving community's gotten a little bit older. They got a little bit more money, and they can actually spend it. So that's it's a business. It's a big business, and you'd be stupid to try to shut that down. So, I think it's gonna get bigger and better as long as the sound. The sound has been changing, but as long as they really cater to the new sounds a little bit more, and or separate the older sound from the new sound, and like, you know, I mean, it, even though raving's about togetherness, business wise, with, you know, you got to split it up a little bit to sell to the appropriate crowd, but it's not going anywhere.
So if,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Plur is like so. It's kind of self-explanatory, I guess.
so there's Plur.
Peace, love, unity, and respect. So usually when you go to a show, you try to be, you know, as peaceful as possible. You may have your issues or your problems, but you're not here to fight. It's not like you're not here to fight. You're here to let it out in a different way. You're here to dance it off if necessary. You know, worship a freaking plushie that they have in the middle of a dance circle, stuff like that. Unity is, you know, watching out for each other, making people don't go too hard, or, you know, making sure everyone is safe and feels safe to have that experience. And it's important that we you know, that we create this space that's good for us to let go. You know, the love, of course, you have to show everybody love, because that's what the rave is for. That's like really, you're just letting it out. Not everybody gets love on a daily basis, and that's one place where we're free to love each other, even as strangers. Just to walk up to somebody and give them a hug and just say, yeah, man, you know, here you go. And the respect, well, yeah, without the respect, you can't do any of the other three. So that's what Plur is, to me at least.
So, as far as like your physical experience in the festivals, I'm pretty sure. Where have you not seen as much Plur, and what would you do to change that? I've seen reviews online saying, oh, well, there was a Plur, or like for instance, Vegas last year. Oh, the crowd is getting worse and worse every year, it seems like. You know, what would you say to those kind of negative comments?
Well, I don't know, because like I heard a lot of mixed signals. I heard a lot of people that are, well, it's because they're my friends, so that's perhaps why I'm biased. And, you know, they said that they loved it. It was a wonderful experience. And then you have the other guys that are more casual about their raving, and they're just upset because they couldn't get to the front of the stage, or, you know, because it was hot, or they had to wait an extra 2 minutes to get a drink, or there was too many kids for their liking. And it's like, you know, that's life. That's life. You see these people all day, every day. So of course they're going to be at a rave too, because they're also trying to find Plur. But I think if you're really Plur, you let that stuff go. Those people weed themselves out. It's just how to fix that? I don't know. How do you fix society? Like, how do you fix humanity as a whole? Just try to be the light, I guess. The scene, how? Like, I don't.
Like, describe it, your point of view, like.
Well, I thought it was interesting, because I went to Europe. The contrast between how the rave scene in Europe is versus here, and how, you know, you can go to Europe and fill a stadium, and the same artist will come here and, like, he won't fill a bar, like. And I've seen it, and it's insane. It's like, you know, you show up and you're like, do you know who this guy is? They're like, no. It's like, where have you been? And some of it has to do that a lot of the people that play in Europe are old timers, and their generation, they're still raising kids, so that they're not they don't have that empty nest yet where they can go out. But give it a couple years, it's gonna the scene's gonna explode. It's gonna be the grown and sexy scene. So that's like, and all the new kids, like, they have like all this like extra bassy wub dubby stuff. I like a lot of it. Some of it I don't, because I'm getting older, and, you know, honestly, that's the truth. You know, it's not that I'm wrong, it's that the children that are wrong. So but music evolves, and that's what happens. You know, you gotta let the new come in. You can't stifle it. And I think that's why sometimes people like hate a lot on like Armin van Buuren and on Pasquale Rotella for giving this new music like trying to make it more mainstream. But that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. If we keep listening to the same thing over and over again, there's no growth. And growth is plural, man. Events are out there, and we get Insomniac Radio, and we get now Insomniac Club events all the time. This is like, hell yeah. Like, I was really excited when he was gonna do the Insomniac Passport, where, you know, you pay a monthly thing and you can go to any Insomniac event. That was like, yeah, see, he's thinking into the future, so that when we're in our EDM retirement communities, you know, our multi-label communes. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be an Anjuna commune, and I'm probably going to be in it. There's going to be the State of Trance commune, the Desert Hearts commune, stuff like that. You know, so because as we get older, we get into the things that we love more, and we love our music. There's one thing that.
So what do you think Pasquale is really up to as far as trying to bring? I know he's trying to bring what used to be back to the light, because, you know, he started with underground stuff with Insomniac.
Yeah.
So what do you think he's really trying to bring back in the community?
I don't know that he's trying to bring anything back. I mean, it's always been there. He's just trying to make sure everybody eats. I think he's trying to make sure everybody eats, and that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. So, yeah, more power to him, man. Hell yeah.
I've
been actually, you know, talk about all the good stuff that happened and make that go viral. It's what we should be doing. But it's human nature. It's human nature. It's human nature. But you know what? He's trying to change the world. When I said about, you know, how do you change humanity? One song at a time?
I mean, you see he's trying to get, what is it, Okeechobee Fest back?
Okeechobee Fest. Okeechobee Fest, that didn't go down this year. And it was devastating for a lot of people. That was like, a lot of people like planned their whole year around going to Okeechobee Fest, because there was music, it was arts, it was camping, it was hanging out. You could bring your family. Like, that's tight.
Versus going to like EDC and like 18 and up, you can't really bring anybody.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So, but that's what I'm saying. There's got to be an outlet for everybody, and him being able to like bring everybody to the table. I mean, there's, you know, give everyone some kind of outlet, something, hey, you can bring your kids to this, then yeah, that's awesome. That's changing the world. So, one contribution at a time, right?
Pretty much. Let me see. I'm trying to get like different things to say. Do you want to just like say anything about like just in general?
I don't know. Rave bays are the best. Rave moms and dads are the real MVPs, going out there making sure everybody's drinking water and has eaten today and can find their festy besties, and if they lost their phone, you know, can use a phone. So yeah, you guys are the real MVP.
What would you change if you could change anything about the rave scene in general? What would you change and why?
The Rave Act. I would totally change the Rave Act. It was a knee-jerk reaction, creating a police
from, like,
state.
Back in the 90s?
That was back in the 90s, back when everyone was upset at whatever happened at Limelight, and, you know, whatever happened with the club kids. Hey, that was one bad apple. So, I mean, you got to really give it to a lot of these festivals where they have 0 deaths. So, you know.
And the last one was, which one?
Well, EDC twice didn't have, for the last 2 years, 0 deaths. That's great. That's awesome. You know, even in Ultra there wasn't any deaths this year. So it's important to bring to light that, yeah, these things are getting better. We're starting to figure out how to throw these parties. So let us throw these parties.
Speaking of Ultra,
yeah.
Give me your observation from what happened at this year's Ultra versus last year's Ultra. What did you really think about
They should have hired a transportation engineer to explain to them that you can't get that many people off an island with, you know, only 58 buses or how many buses they had. So, but yeah, I think they'll figure it out. They really just like I said, as long as the people that organize these events spend money to put the professionals to do the jobs that need to be done, to get people moved around, to get people fed, people with water, make sure that the emergencies are covered, make sure security is up to par. You know, if all those people are doing their jobs, all of these things should run smoothly. And until they come and actually have an experience here, it's really difficult. I mean, and because this is not the first EDM documentary that would be out there. I'm sorry, my son needs to make an Amazon account and no. It's just, yeah, everybody, they need to come and experience this. And they should have frame of reference, because everyone's been to some kind of concert in one capacity or another, be it like a gospel concert, be it a rock and roll concert, be it a honky tonk, be it a salsa festival. It's pretty much the same thing, except it's different music. That's all it is. That's all it is. It really is. That's all it really is. The next generation is ever going to appreciate that, because when I was young, I never appreciated anything that the previous generation left for me. You just got to let them experience it, man. You got to let each person have their own journey, and that's what, you know, that's what Plur is about as well. Making sure everyone has a safe journey through this, you know, exploration of space. Exploration of your emotions, you know, of expressing your feelings in a positive manner without having anxiety, without, you know, having anger. Just being in the now, I guess. I don't know. My words of wisdom. I don't know if there's much wisdom. Get to know a couple promoters, man. Make their life easier. Use their name, use their promotional codes. It pays off. It pays off, because then not only do you save money, there's always somebody looking out for you in one of these things, and you're always the first one to know when the next good party is. And I'm not talking about big party or loud party. I'm talking about good party, feel good party, like party that you can go to and just be cool people. So, and give them love, because nobody ever does, man. Never be afraid to cuddle.
Those cuddle puddles, oh my god.
Yes, cuddle puddles are the most legendary and wonderful thing, aside from the music, at a rave.
What those cuddle puddles?
And always be prepared for swimming pool. That's like, if there, dude, when I went to EDC and I was like, no one told me there was a swimming pool here. Now my outfit's gonna get wet. And it got wet because there was no way I was staying out of that swimming pool.
Which one was this, Vegas or Orlando?
It was Orlando. It was
last
Orlando.
Year?
Yes, last year. I spent the majority of my time just ruining my outfits. It was so worth it. It was so worth it.
Oh, actually, how was your EDC experience between Vegas and Orlando? And if you could say anything to the man in charge, the rave god, Pasquale, what would you say?
I've only been to Orlando, and let me tell you, it changed my life. It changed my life. I went solo, and I had a great time. I met new people that are still my friends today, like in real life friends. So we've gone to a bunch of stuff together. And it was great. It was the best experience of my life, I swear to God. Because it opened up so many doors, you know? And I'm going to EDC Orlando again this year, and I already bought the tickets to Las Vegas for next, because I'm hooked. I'm hooked. It's where I'm home. So, dude, thank you. Thank you for bringing a little piece of heaven here on earth for us to play in. So, rock on.
So, if you were to say how much you spent between raves and festivals combined, what would your price point be? And do you think the price point of today's festivals and raves are affordable or more expensive than it was?
Well, personally, I go VIP most of the time, but that's a personal choice I can make because I'm one of those older ravers that has my stuff together and happens to be professional and has an empty nest, so I have that expendable income. But if you think about it, if you really plan, they're affordable. The biggest issue really is the transportation most of the time, or hotel rooms. Yeah, that's like, because I'm going to be doing my first camping experience next year because typically, I mean, I'm an older woman and there's nothing in this world like after dancing for like 16 hours straight, just boiling yourself in a hot tub of water and bringing yourself back to life. That after rave, bathroom shower is the best. But I'm going to venture into the unknown next year and I'm going to do it in a camp. So pray for me. But I mean, typically I've heard of people spending between $350 per experience to upwards of $5,000. So that's really a question about control and what, how much control you have over your money and how much you're willing to spend or able to spend. So, I mean, the menu's there. So it's up to you to choose if you want to do the $25 ticket or the $2,500 ticket. So, how much I've spent, that's for me to know.
Ballpark figure.
10,000. 10,000 a year. Yeah, at least. I'm living my life to the fullest, so it really is my best life, and I'd rather do that than just have it in the bank for me to go away and then have my kids fight over it. So I'll just live it now. So I've been to Sunset Music Fest. I've been to all the parties around Ultra here in Miami. And I've been to EDC Orlando. And I actually did something else. I did in California. I did the Adult Swim Comedy and Music Festival, which was completely different, but kind of the same. People are definitely a lot nicer in Europe, which sounds weird, but and they don't dress up like we do. They don't celebrate the same way we do. They're there to celebrate the music. I mean, yeah, you'll see one or two people that have like face glitter and things like this on, but mostly everyone's wearing a t-shirt and jeans, They're there to dance. Here, you want to feel inside and outside the same way, so you wear costumes and, all kinds of candy, and you come in with your totems, and, the totems, putting the totems together is such an American thing, man. Like, that's what's up. But, yeah, it's just, both scenes are completely different, but they're perfect for where they are, so I don't know if that even makes sense.